Ever notice a sudden shift in a woman's conduct where the warmth fades and the distance increases, leaving you wondering what went wrong? You're not the only one confused by this. Welcome to a transformative journey where we reclaim our influence and command respect through the lens of Stoic wisdom. In today's video, I'm going to reveal 10 effective steps that will improve your standing with her and help you get back her attention. These strategies are more than just practical tricks. They are Stoic teachings that encourage us to embrace composure and resilience in the face of emotional turmoil. By putting these principles into practice, you'll learn how to handle rejection with grace and turn the situation to your advantage. So buckle up and get ready to alter the dynamics of your interactions and possibly reshape your relationships for the better if you're ready to regain control and earn the admiration of first and foremost. Don't disclose your emotions. Instead, let's go right to the point. Sign up to receive updates on our most recent uplifting material. Together, let's dig into these life-changing ideas and begin your road towards being someone who is more loved and admired. Stoicism tells us that self-mastery, especially with regard to our emotions, is the route to true control. One of the biggest mistakes men make is being overly honest about their emotions. They mistakenly think that showing a woman their innermost thoughts and feelings will make them more attractive to her. However, Stoic principles say that disclosing too much about yourself only weakens your position. It's like showing your cards in a poker game. Once she knows how invested you are, she views you as predictable and easily controlled. In the world of Stoicism, the goal is to remain unaffected by outside events, including romantic interests. When you honestly display your emotions, you're effectively giving up this control and allowing your reactions to dictate how you interact. This predictability makes you less interesting and more like an open book that can be easily read and understood. Don't make this mistake. Stoicism is about managing emotions wisely and with moderation, not about completely suppressing them. By revealing less and choosing carefully what you share, you can create a dynamic in which your emotions are not as readily available. When you stop being readily available or eager to please, the woman who used to feel secure and in control will start to sense a shift in the power dynamics of the relationship and may experience a powerful wave of insecurity. Stoic wisdom says that this wave of insecurity can last for a long time. Gaining greater influence might result from realizing and embracing the ebb and flow of desire, which makes you less dependable and more mysterious. You arouse her interest. She'll wonder what your genuine thoughts are and why you're not as available as you once were. This ambiguity will cause her to reevaluate her situation and try to get your attention again. The Stoic approach really shines in this situation because it allows you to maintain control over the dynamic and change from a predictable and easily attainable figure to a compelling challenge. Challenges are inherently fascinating, and the pursuit of them can intensify her desire for your attention, so control your emotions with finesse. Don't reveal everything to her and give her a little room for doubt. By keeping your cool and exercising strategic restraint, you not only acquire respect, but also change the balance of power so that you are no longer just another face in the throng, but rather someone who truly wants to be ranked second. Let her take care of the desperation while we examine a critical error. Many guys act in desperation. It often seems like an instinctive reaction to a lady treating you badly or becoming away from them. You pursue her, beg for clarifications, and fervently pursue her company as though she's the only reason you're happy. But this is the Stoic wisdom. By pursuing her and begging her for control, such behavior is equivalent to admitting defeat. It's like saying, "I'm so desperate for your assurance that I'll stop at nothing to obtain it." And what happens when you show such desperation? You come across as someone who lacks self-worth. According to the Stoic view, A man who doesn't see his own worth is open to exploitation. She perceives this lack of self-respect and might end up walking all over you without thinking twice. So how do you strike a different balance? Inhale deeply. When you realize that something is wrong and that she doesn't value you, it's important to take a step back. Remain calm and fight the need to act without thinking things through. I'm not suggesting you play games or feign withdrawal to test if she will chase you. No, I'm advocating for a genuine retreat, a recognition that if she doesn't appreciate your value, you have other more fulfilling pursuits to focus on. This is where Stoic principles come into play. When you cease to act from desperation, the energy shifts. The woman who once saw you as her passive audience now senses a shift in power. She assumed you would always be there, willing to do whatever it took to win her over. But now you're demonstrating that you refuse to settle for less than you deserve. This revelation is powerful and often leaves her stunned. Here's the trick: by stopping your desperate behavior, you stop chasing her when she pulls away. Instead, you create a space where she can feel the loss of control. The power she once believed she had over you is now absent, and she begins to pursue you, trying to reclaim what she thought was rightfully hers. In Stoic terms, this approach reflects a profound understanding of self-worth and emotional independence. When you let her carry the desperation, you change the dynamic. You signal that you value yourself and your time, and this shift often leads her to treat you with the respect and attention you deserve. So next time she distances herself, don't panic and let her feel the emptiness. This small but significant change in perspective can make a big difference in how you connect with people and guarantee that you are respected for the real you. The third, the art of being unavailable from a Stoic perspective. Maintaining a sense of mystery and scarcity is not just a tactic, but a principle of self-respect and self-control in the Stoic world. We recognize that our time and attention are valuable resources. When you make yourself perpetually available, you inadvertently diminish your own worth. Let's delve into a fundamental Stoic strategy that can change the dynamics of attraction. The unwavering sage is aware that being always available may give the appearance of being in need and having no other worthwhile interests, which is philosophically incompatible with leading a balanced and independent life. What is suggested by the Stoic approach? It's straightforward but effective. Create an air of mystery by choosing to remain unavailable when she contacts you or suggests a meetup. React calmly, as though you are preoccupied with other important tasks. This isn't meant to be condescending. Rather, it's meant to demonstrate that your life is rich and meaningful even when she's not around. Here, the Stoic insight is evident. To respect oneself, one must acknowledge one's own worth by withdrawing from society. Not only are you gaining a tactical edge, but you're also demonstrating that your life is rich and has direction and purpose. When you start to distance yourself, you break the pattern. This technique challenges her presumptions about your availability and compels her to reevaluate her expectations. It also upholds your dignity and emphasizes the idea that one should never seek validation from others at the expense of their self-respect. This is not about playing games, but rather about embodying a sense of self-worth and maintaining your own space by delaying your responses. She may start to wonder why you're not pursuing her with the same intensity and feel a pang of insecurity about possibly losing you just by being less accessible. As you embrace this Stoic attitude, you can naturally create a space that permits mutual respect and desire by declining some invites and concentrating on your own life. Something significant occurs. She starts to notice a change. When you master the art of being occasionally unavailable, you align with the Stoic ideal of valuing oneself and allowing others to recognize that value in turn. If you've made it this far and you're still with us, please take a moment to drop a comment below to share your thoughts or simply type. The once predictable and accessible person is now a figure of intrigue and value. This newfound distance transforms you into a challenge she's eager to overcome, prompting her to pursue you with renewed interest. In essence, be difficult to obtain if you connect with the information. Your input is priceless and helps us come up with ideas for new videos. Let's go on to number 4 and demonstrate to her that you have other interests in the Stoic philosophy, independence and self-worth. Far too many men make the grave error of waiting for the woman to determine whether or not she wants to come back, neglecting their own lives and prospects. Drift away. Rather than waiting around like a doormat, showing her that your life is moving forward without her by actively interacting with others, pursuing new experiences, and proving that you're moving forward is a better way to convey the Stoic virtues of resilience and self-sufficiency. Conversely, standing by with crossed arms, passively hoping for her to return, is like declaring your own insignificance. Your life is full and rich on its own. It doesn't revolve around her. When you change your perspective and behavior to reflect this, the dynamics of the situation drastically change. The woman who was previously confident in her ability to control you will start to feel uneasy and wonder why you are with other people and what those other people might have that she doesn't. This uncertainty will erode her confidence. Not only is it intended to arouse jealousy, but it also aims to arouse a true fear of losing you. She will understand that failing to act promptly puts her at risk of losing you to someone who values you more than she did. This approach aims to move on, show that you have other options, and make it plain that if she doesn't live up to your expectations. Rather than using petty games or manipulative tactics, it's about claiming your value and demonstrating that you won't settle for small amounts of attention. This strategy modifies the power dynamic, demonstrating that your value is independent of her presence or approval. When you adopt this Stoic approach, you are not only showing your self-respect, but also gently nudging her to think twice about what she's done when she realizes that you're doing well and developing without her. There will be a sense of urgency because she might lose you to someone else. She may reconsider her strategy and even try to win you back because she is afraid of losing out on someone who would add value to her life. However, remember that life is too short to wait around for someone who doesn't see your worth. Instead, move forward with confidence and let your deeds speak louder than words. The 5th step, constructing mystique. Many men make the mistake of thinking that the only way to win a woman's love is to be completely honest with her about all of their hopes, fears, and dreams. They think that by being completely open, they will gain her trust and strengthen their relationship, but this strategy frequently backfires. When you reveal too much about yourself too soon, you run the risk of becoming boring and uninteresting, which lessens the allure that drew her to you in the first place. Stoicism teaches us the importance of exercising restraint and the wisdom of preserving an air of calm and self-control. This philosophical approach can be applied to the art of attraction in a seamless manner by embodying the Stoic idea of keeping an element of mystery rather than disclosing every aspect of yourself immediately. This is not about lying or being dishonest. Rather, it's about establishing an enticing presence that piques her interest and encourages her to ask thoughtful but non-committal questions. This tactic of remaining elusive allows her to wonder and conjecture about your inner self, which makes you more compelling. Mystery isn't limited to the realm of conversation. It also permeates your entire demeanor and actions. Just as a Stoic maintains a steady and controlled outward demeanor while managing inner emotions, so too should you balance your presence and engagement. Avoid giving away too much away. Instead, be unpredictable, either attentive and engaged or subtly distant and preoccupied. Because you don't fully disclose your sentiments or future plans, she is interested by the diversity in your conduct and keeps trying to figure out what your genuine intentions and ideas are. By creating a space where she is free to contemplate and long for a deeper comprehension of you, you are fostering a fundamentally Stoic practice that emphasizes controlling what you can control while being impartial in the face of other people's reactions. Give her a glimpse of only a little of who you are, and let her imagination fill in the rest. She grows more interested in solving the enigma surrounding you as a result of this controlled revelation. People are drawn to things they cannot fully understand, so by keeping her intrigued and guessing, you become an irresistible attraction. The allure of the unknown is a powerful force, and by embracing it, you draw her in and sustain her interest in mastering the art of mystery through a Stoic lens. You not only become more captivating, but you also embody qualities that reflect strength and self-assurance. Enigma, making sure that her interest in you doesn't fade if you're still with us. Please feel free to express your opinions in the comments section or just type "Be a mystery" whether this strikes a chord with you. Your comments are highly appreciated and motivate us to produce future films. Let's go on to number 6. Give your time and effort top priority. Think about how many men you know who dedicate their entire spending hours, days, or even weeks pursuing a lady who doesn't show true appreciation for their efforts is like throwing away a valuable resource. Stoicism teaches us that time is an expensive resource that is limited. Once a moment is gone, it cannot be recovered or replaced. So why waste it on someone who doesn't value us as much as we do? The Stoic philosopher Sergica reminds us that time is precious and that we should make the most of it by carefully selecting where and with whom to spend our time. If a woman isn't showing that she's interested in you or returning your advances, it may be time to reevaluate your priorities. The essential idea of Stoic wisdom. This practice isn't about becoming self-centered or detached, but rather about maintaining a sense of self-respect and dignity. It's about realizing your inherent value and making sure that it isn't wasted on someone who doesn't appreciate it. By understanding that your time and energy aren't to be squandered on those who do not respect them, you naturally elevate its perceived worth in the eyes of others. Stoicism exhorts us to perform honorably, to match our deeds with our moral principles, and to abstain from committing to endeavors or partnerships that do not advance our well-being. When you begin to separate yourself from people who don't respect your time, a new dynamic is created. This involves emotional and mental disengagement in addition to physical absence. Put your mental energy into aspects of your life that support your progress and pleasure instead of wasting it trying to win someone back or impress someone who is obviously not on the same wavelength. She will start to perceive you as someone who is not easily won over and whose time and attention must be earned. Your projects, your personal development, and your relationships with those who truly value your presence will all suffer as you start to withdraw and become less available and eager to please. This altered viewpoint presents you as someone of more significance by evoking an air of mystery and control. Before you invest further in someone, ask yourself if they truly deserve your time and attention. If the answer is no, prioritize yourself and your values. Stoic principles state that when you act from a place of self-worth, others are compelled to reassess their own attitudes and behaviors toward you. They begin to see that you are not just another option, but rather a person who deserves thoughtful consideration and respect. Being a Stoic person improves your life and fosters an environment where people want to be around you and give you their respect. People who value their own time and energy are naturally respected by others. Here is where real power and influence exist, where the ability to draw people who sincerely appreciate and return the favors you do meets with self-respect. She becomes the desperate one in the Stoic universe at number 7. Gaining emotional and self-control. By adopting these ideas, you may significantly change the power dynamics in your encounters with women and turn the tables so that she becomes the one vying for your attention. Detachment is crucial. This change begins with realizing your own value and taking charge of the circumstance, which makes her investigate what she originally considered to be obvious and explore the Stoic philosophy that guides this strategy. Stoicism encourages us to remain calm within and not let outside events affect us. By putting this knowledge into practice, you may avoid the trap of always looking to other people for validation or approval when you stop being too accessible and start showing that you are more than simply another choice. You gain respect and authority by elevating yourself. The first step in putting this into practice is to create space. This isn't about playing games. Rather, it's about living up to the Stoic ideal of independence and self-worth. When you make yourself less available, you're not just removing yourself from the situation. Rather, you're indicating that your time and attention are valuable. The way to change the dynamic is to demonstrate that you are not waiting for whatever she has to provide by acting with self-respect. As soon as she notices the change, she will automatically reevaluate her own position. This is a critical turning point where the roles have been reversed, and she is now the one feeling the pressure of possibly losing you. This anxiety is powerful because it reflects the feelings you may have experienced when you feared losing her. This is a natural outcome of shifting the power dynamics, and it is exactly what you want to achieve at this point. You become the object of desire, and the power that was previously in her hands shifts to you. Instead of pleading for attention or affection, you confidently assert your worth and make it clear that you're not content to settle for a full feast. This is not about being arrogant, but rather about realizing your worth and refusing to compromise if she is unwilling. This process instills a sense of urgency in her. The fear of losing you propels her into action, making her strive to reclaim what she once took for granted. In this way, you harness the power of Stoic detachment to your advantage. You dictate the terms of the interaction, demonstrating that you are not only desirable, but also in control. So let her experience the fear of losing. You allow her to feel the urgency that once drove you. It is in this moment that you reveal your true power, transforming from a mere player in the game to the ultimate prize that everyone wants but few can reach. By doing so, you don't just win her attention, you redefine the entire dynamic of the relationship, setting a new standard for how you are valued and treated. Number 8. Don't chase after her. It's natural to feel confused or even desperate when someone you care about becomes distant. You might be tempted to chase after her, trying to understand why she's withdrawing and striving to win her back. However, from a Stoic perspective, this approach can be detrimental. When you chase after her, you are essentially surrendering your own power and demonstrating just how much you need her presence to feel whole. This act of chasing can be compared to waving a white flag, declaring, "I can't live without you." According to Stoic philosophy, placing such high value on her approval and attention compromises your own self-worth instead of empowering you. Chasing her just serves to highlight how unimportant you are and may drive her away even more. Chasing her signals to her that your happiness and sense of self are dependent on her actions, which can make her think she has all the power in the relationship and make it less appealing. Stoicism teaches us to cultivate inner strength and independence, relying on our own virtues and goals, rather than seeking validation from others. Dynamic IC for anyone looking for a respectful, balanced relationship when you give up on her, and instead, by focusing your energy on creating a meaningful and purposeful life, You create a void that naturally makes her realize what she might be missing. Your newly discovered independence and confidence also make you more attractive because you show that your life is rich and complete without her involvement. By adopting stone detachment, you are effectively signaling that she is not the center of your existence, which helps to rebalance the power dynamics in the relationship. Instead of you being the one vying for her attention, she may find herself reassessing her position and the consequences of her actions. The goal is not to manipulate or control, but rather to develop an inner strength and sense of self-worth that naturally draws her to reconsider her stance by her. This approach not only strengthens your own sense of purpose, but also forces her to realize that she needs to put in the effort if she wants to be a part of your enriched and fulfilling life. In this way, you become not only a desirable person, but also someone who inspires genuine interest and respect. You show that you are a valuable person who does not need external validation to feel complete. Number 9. Increase your worth. Although a woman's withdrawal could seem like a setback, in the framework of Stoic philosophy, it is actually a great chance for introspection and personal development. This time is a cue to focus inward, re-evaluate your value, and enhance it. Increasing your worth is about real, ongoing self-improvement rather than putting up a front or looking for approval from others. When a woman walks away, it's not a reason to chase after her or feel diminished. Rather, it's an invitation to improve your own life and character. Think about how you can apply this practically. Get deeply involved in your passions, whether they have to do with your work, hobbies, or personal projects. Set meaningful goals that require you to grow and challenge yourself, and create a fulfilling life, independent of other people's approval. When you are committed to personal growth, pursuing your interests, and leading a purposeful life, you automatically increase your own value because you invest in yourself and become more attractive. Women are drawn to self-assured, independent guys who are always looking to better themselves. When you embody these Stoic principles, you demonstrate that your self-worth is independent of her actions or attention, and that you are someone who commands respect and admiration through your own achievements and personal growth. This shift in focus from her to you is significant because it means you are no longer a man who is waiting around for her attention, but rather someone who is actively creating a meaningful and successful life. When she pulls away, do not give in to despair or anxiety. Instead, take charge of the situation by concentrating on increasing your own value. This change in perspective compels her to re-evaluate her own actions and recognize that you are a person who is thriving and has a lot to offer, not just someone looking for her approval. By using this strategy, you not only become more attractive but also alter the dynamics of the relationship in your favor. She will be more receptive to your attention as she sees the strength and value you bring to the table. Number 10. When you follow Stoic principles and make a commitment to your own growth. This will show her that your worth is intrinsic and self-sustained. Step into the role of the true protagonist in your own life. Stoic philosophy recognizes that while we cannot control external events, we can always control how we respond to them. This distinction is key to reclaiming your power and becoming the main character in your own story. Let's explore a profound principle that can transform your existence. Many men fall into the trap of centering their existence around a woman, making her the center of their universe, as though her presence is the only thing that can bring them happiness or a sense of purpose. This approach not only reduces your agency and sense of worth, but it also puts you in a passive role. It's as if you were a supporting character in a story that only you could write. Now is the time to rewrite your life script. Don't wait for approval from others or for external validation before pursuing your dreams. In the spirit of Stoicism, you must prioritize yourself. This means living in accordance with your own values, desires, and principles, rather than being influenced by other people's expectations and approval. When you take on the role of the protagonist in your own story, you begin making decisions based on what truly benefits you, rather than what merely appeases those around you. You can go beyond the point where you can afford to settle for less and demand the best for yourself. People start to regard you as a man who refuses to settle for mediocrity, someone who commands respect and admiration, with a distinct sense of direction and purpose. The true elegance of this Stoic approach lies in its inherent ability to draw people. By concentrating on your own journey and taking center stage in your life, you attract people who genuinely value and appreciate you. You no longer need to play manipulative games or chase after attention. Instead, the people who are meant to be a part of your story will find you and be eager to support you, celebrate your victories, and stand by your side. So, my friend, stop being a passive bystander in your own story. As we bring this video to a close, let's pause to consider the potent Stoic philosophy that underpins our discussion today. Life is infinitely too valuable to be spent in the shadows. Rise up and take control. Embrace the role of the protagonist with the confidence and clarity that comes from understanding and valuing your own worth. When you place yourself firmly at the center of your story, everything around you starts to shift. You go from being a follower to becoming a magnet for others who are drawn to your strength, integrity, and purpose. Rejecting the mere remnants of someone's attention and refusing to act out of desperation are not just acts of self-respect, but profound declarations of your values. Embracing Stoicism teaches us not only about endurance, but also about the dignity of choosing ourselves when others may not. It's about making deliberate choices that forge our character and shape how we are perceived in the world. If you desire respect, admiration, and authentic connections, please take action and take control of your life. Keep in mind that true strength, as taught by Stoic wisdom, resides within you. Once you begin living truly, honoring your worth and respecting your own boundaries, there is no need to run after anyone. It's time to rise above, honor your own journey, and live by values that elevate your life beyond the ordinary. You are the author of your own epic story. Make it a masterpiece you're proud to call your own. The right people, the ones who truly value what you bring to the table, will naturally gravitate towards you.